Shooting wars have no border and no end. Anything that can come through the internet means that there is no frontier. We are all combatants to the people who practice hybrid warfare. We can all be manipulated from abroad. Tokyo Rose is everywhere. And as such, you're mistaken. All of those of you who did not raise your hand that you've been through a war, you have no idea where you've been. And this is why the talk has changed. So hopefully I won't go over, but I had to change it a little bit. Cyber attacks, diplomacy, psychological attacks, information warfare. This has been discussed in the national security community, but it has not been discussed widely, which is why when we have coffee and I use these words, I see blank stares. It's important that we learn their terminology. Human terrain system. This is the concept that we can weaponize the social sciences. Cultural anthropologists, economists, psychologists can be used. We are the terrain. It is no longer the mountains of Afghanistan or the Hindu Kush that we have to map, but we have to map the actual aspects of human nature by clicks and how long you stay on a site, what you care about, what's your behavior on Pornhub. We are available as the terrain for these national security people who do not show their faces. They fight over us. And they use our social sciences and our universities to fight us as if we are simply terrain. Amazingly, many of you do not know about the whole of society approach. Whole of society approach is an innovation that came out of the Asia Pacific Security Center named after Daniel Inouye in the Pacific. And it basically says that the institutions of a society must be aligned to fight hybrid wars in the modern era. Now, if you think about that, you will realize that that is a very complicated name for soft fascism. Literally, the fascia is what binds together these institutions. And if you've ever tried to say, well, if I don't go to the New York Times, can I go to the Washington Post? Can I go to the Times of London, the BBC, NPR? All of these people appear to be in lockstep. This is coordinated through the whole of society approach. And because they have chosen the name for it, we will call them hoes. Now, let's talk about these hoes. Are they truly the whole of society? That's what they would have us believe. But somehow, many of us didn't get the message, many of us didn't get the call, and none of you got the terminology. So what are we if we are not part of society? I would put to you that we are the benighted rest of society. ARC represents the bros, benighted rest of society, fighting Klaus Forum, who at least know that there's a war when we do not. That gives them a certain advantage, or at least it did, and I'm hoping that this changes with this talk. The new culture war hypothesis is that the culture war is domestic hybrid war. I've called it the no-name revolution since 2017. You are in the middle, maybe you're at the end, hopefully, of the no-name revolution, which was real and kinetic. It burned buildings and gas stations. People died in the streets. Maybe not that many, but it was an actual hybrid war. Now, how does it work against us? Every institution that you deal with, for example, how many of you are staying at the Aloft Hotel? Every hotel is a spy agency. It has something called a dossier, which it refers to as a guest profile. It has cameras that monitor you. If the police come or the government comes and say, please turn over your surveillance footage, they do. You can go to your computer. You'll notice that your computer almost certainly does not have a hard lens cover, nor does it have a kill switch, which makes sure that it can't be controlled through software via the internet, because it's also a listening device. It would cost, apparently, according to ChatGPT, 1.5 cents per unit, yet you can't buy one with an opaque lens cover. Everything that you deal with has a back of house. And that back of house is something that the governments believe that they have the right to have access to, and you don't realize that in some sense you are constantly going from object to object that has a portal in to spy on you.